out there, wonderful internet people? It's your bearded brothers, and we are back with yet another sports podcast. That's right. It is finally the preseason countdown. The preseason has ended. The season is about to begin. We're about to go 32-1. Well, I'm about to go 32-1 with commentary from my brother, who will either agree or disagree and tell me how stupid I am for my picks, or absolutely agree with me and tell me that I'm spot on and I know what I'm talking about. And of course, we have the channel mascot there. That is Loki. I am, of course, Matt. And right behind Loki is his scratching post. And, yeah, we're going to do that today. But first, news. And we're going to start with some non-football news, because there has been one piece of hockey news that I wanted to put out, because it's big hockey news in my opinion. The Wild have officially signed Marco Rossi. He is on I want to say it's a 3-year deal, about $5 million per, which is right about what I thought he would end up getting. He wanted that 7x7 deal. He looked around for it in free agency as an RFA. Nobody wanted to give it to him, so he signs the bridge deal, 3x5. It also sounds like they're getting really, really, really close to a Kaprizov deal. It's going to be the largest deal for a winger, perhaps the largest deal in hockey. It is looking to be an 8-year deal. I forget what they're giving him per, but it's big. I want to say it's 30 per, which is basically right around the max that you can give anybody at this point. But it's a massive, massive deal. My understanding is the money is basically hammered out at this point, and they are now just hammering out incentives and extras and, hey, he gets to have this place, or he doesn't have to do this, or, all the little perks that can come into a contract. And that's basically what they're working on now. Now, over to football news. There are two major signings that we do need to talk about first. Well, one isn't so much of a signing, it's a raise. And that would be Trey Hendrickson. He is now going to make $30 million for this or right around $30 million for this upcoming season, but it is not an extension. It is literally just a salary bump. He will still be a free agent at the end of this season. So they did not extend him, they just gave him more money. Chris, what do you think of that? You're A-okay with that. And then apparently also Terry McLaurin signed. He has a 3-year extension on the books now. It's worth approximately $87 million in total value. And then he has some, what do they call them? Incentives that he can hit fairly easily. And it's basically worth about $29 million AAV, average annual value. There's $44 million of it is guaranteed money. So I think that is very good news. So those two got re-signed. Well, one got the raise, the other got re-signed. There have been a few trades that we should probably announce. Small ones first, and we'll work our way up to the one that's made me the happiest. How does that sound?
Okay.
So, Kenny Pickett was traded from the Browns to I want to say it's the Raiders. It is the Raiders. Because their backup, Aiden O'Connell, broke his wrist and is out 6 to 8 weeks.
Correct.
So, he is now a backup on the Raiders, and if Geno has slipped at all, if anybody could bring out some more in Kenny Pickett, I think probably Pete could do it.
You would hope so.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 coaches that I think are really good with QBs, and Pete is one of them.
He's pretty good.
Yeah. It's like McVay, O'Connell, what's his name down in San Francisco?
Shanahan?
And probably like Pete. There might be one or two others on there, but like those are the ones that come to mind when it comes to getting out of QBs.
I think Dave Canales could
Yeah.
be one of those if
we
Bryce
see
Young
Russell,
continues his
if we see Bryce do some good stuff this year.
yeah. And then I think same thing kind of for the Jaguars when it comes to Liam Cohen.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see what he gets out of.
What is it?
It is Liam, I believe.
Is it Liam? Okay.
It is Liam, and we'll have to see what
if he can
gets.
Manage to continue to get Trevor Lawrence.
If he gets good stuff out of T-Law. Speaking of which,
they could be added to the list. They're not there yet.
Speaking of which, Hunter is expected to play week 1.
Yes.
So
that is what I heard.
On the opposite end, we have no idea when Joe Mixon is going to play.
No idea.
No idea. But anyway, yes, he got traded. Mekhi Becton got traded to the Colts.
Yes. That happened.
We traded our other backup, too. Our backup quarterback.
Sam Howell?
Yeah, we traded Howell. I don't remember who we traded him to. I want to say it's
Eagles.
the Colts. Is it the Eagles? It was the Eagles, in fact. Yes. Sam Howell is now an Eagle, and we signed former Eagles starter Carson Wentz. I don't know
Which, I mean, to be fair, I would argue is a upgrade technically over Sam Howell.
But
right?
It does look like
as far as a backup is concerned.
And I'm not sure if he's the backup or the third string because we also kept Max Brosmer, who...
From everything I've heard at this point, it does lean into the direction that Carson Wentz is the backup just because he's the journeyman.
Yeah.
But Max has impressed.
I watched him in the preseason, and he did look
I've watched
really,
some of them,
really good. He spins the ball well. Like, he has worked his butt off. And I don't think that's gonna change. I like Max. I don't know if he'll ever be
what I was going to say, kind of what there's another guy on YouTube that watches QB film. He's like, the type of stuff that Max puts on tape is the type of stuff that gets guys paid.
Are you talking to
whether or not he's just
JT O'Sullivan QB school?
Yeah.
JT. You turned me on to him a while back, and I've been watching all his stuff.
Yeah, his stuff's great. That gets people paid, man. Like, even if it's only backup work, that's still
pay.
He'll become, even if he doesn't progress any more from here, what he's already shown is good backup material.
Yep.
Like, if he's somebody you can turn to for a couple games if you really need him to.
Yep. Those are the big ones right now. And then the biggest trade, in my opinion, and the one that I like the most, Adam Thielen is coming home.
Yep.
Adam Thielen is once again a Viking. The Panthers and the Vikings made a trade for him. I believe it includes a sixth round,
a 6th and a 7th.
A 6th and a 7th from them, maybe, or something like that, and then a 5th rounder in 2027 from us to them. Something like that. Wasn't anything too major, but it is nice to see him home. Other cuts that were...
Apparently they're restructuring his contract as well, by the way.
They are. Yes, we are attempting to restructure his contract. I'm not sure how many years he's got left in him, but I think it's appropriate he retires here.
Probably about 2 to 3 is what
I'd say 2 to 3 the way he's been playing.
Yeah.
And I think he'll be a good slot receiver, and if other guys don't step up or work out, I think he could be a good number 2. But I see him...
I was gonna say, like, worst case scenario, right? Like, he'll go in his slot too early. He'll be number 2 at the start because Addison will be out. Addison will come back. Addison will be the 2. The Jefferson's 1. And then you have a very competent Thielen number 3 alongside TJ Hawk and whoever else you want to throw in at 4th there that can play. Maybe that be
Naylor.
The new kid. Yeah, Baylor or
Naylor
or
Felton.
the new Felton. I was gonna say the new guy. And then of course you have both the backs who can catch.
Yep.
So
yep.
I mean, quite frankly, that offense is going to be good to start with, and it's only going to get better after Addison comes back.
And we'll have to see what they end up doing with Addison. It's going to depend on where his contract value falls as to whether or not they trade him or try to sign him.
I was gonna say, honestly, this is the best part to be in because Addison on a lot of other teams would be a number one, right?
Probably.
So there's a chance we might not be able to afford to keep him. But the thing is, we're in a position to be like, that's okay.
Yeah.
We might be in a position to say it's okay to trade him to get the draft capital instead.
Yeah, get some draft capital out of that and see what we could draft instead, because there are some good wide receivers upcoming.
Exactly.
And then on the flip side of that, if J.J. McCarthy is not all that in a bag of chips, or it isn't even passable, okay, this upcoming quarterback class has got depth.
Yeah.
There's a lot there. And that's even assuming Arch Manning doesn't come out and stays.
Yeah.
Even without him, this class has depth. With him, it is probably the best quarterback class we've seen in a very, very long time.
Potentially, yes.
Yes, well, potentially. There's a lot of talent in it. Or potential talent. That's potential how I'll
talent,
say it.
yeah.
Yeah. Whether or not it all develops or not is unknown. But
it depends on where they go and how it works out and mentality, and
there's
a lot of
that.
factors.
So, but those are the big ones. Outside of that, cut-wise, there are a couple of notable cuts that I think we should talk about. First one, Cole Strange, who was a first-round pick of the Patriots in 2022. He got cut. He is no longer with the team. Malachi Corley, who was that receiver from Western Kentucky a few years back, that was supposed to be there the first year and supposed to help out Aaron Rodgers, and Rodgers was going to help him, and he went to Rodgers' house and they ran patterns together and everybody was really excited. Yeah, he got cut. A veteran wide receiver who was once really good but now isn't, Deontay Johnson, got cut. From the Browns. Dog, if you're getting cut from the Browns, something is messed up.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was about to say. I was going to say, that might be the end of the career.
Also, Hunter Renfrow got cut.
Yeah, I saw
Panthers.
That shocked me.
That shocks me because, he's typically a good possession receiver.
Yeah. He's kind of getting old now, but, I don't know. That feels weird.
That does feel very weird. Feels very, very weird.
Maybe they just couldn't afford him anymore. I don't know.
I don't know. At any rate, somebody might want to take a look at maybe grabbing him.
Yeah, maybe.
Now, all of that having been said, I think it's time we talk about who might get that first overall draft pick and work our way down to probably Super Bowl favorites. You ready?
Yeah, I'll judge you.
Oh.
Let's go.
One more piece of news before we do it, because I did say we have to talk about it. Apparently, your gym teacher and your English teacher are engaged to be married now. And yes, Chris is going to roll his eyes as Travis Kelce got down on one knee, immediately got flagged by the officials for not having his knee touch the turf, and proposed to Taylor Swift. So they are now engaged to be married. The ring is humongous. Apparently, it costs somewhere in the neighborhood of $500,000, which... Shocker. They're rich, whatever. But, all things considered, yay, but also, boo, we're going to have to... At this point, why don't you just put her face at center field for the Chiefs all season long? Her and Travis together, because we
change your name from the Chiefs to the Swifties for just for one season. Yeah,
because we all know at this point, or the Kelces, because at this point...
Yeah.
We all kind of know, even though he won't confirm it, this, as long as they win the Super Bowl, this is probably Travis's last season.
Yeah. Even if they don't win the Super Bowl, it's still probably his last season.
It very well might be. He's refused to confirm it on the podcast, but I think we all kind of see it coming, which is why he proposed this year.
That's what I was going to say, is I think that's his way of telling everyone, and her probably, this is it.
He's ready to move on and be someone else now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to be a quote unquote husband now, kind of thing.
Yeah. So we probably think that this is his swan song. I doubt he's going to go much beyond this, but especially if they win the Super Bowl, I can guarantee you it's a swan song.
Probably, yeah.
So now You can judge me. You ready? Is that a yes, Chris? Yep. Okay. Number 32, the New Orleans Saints. Didn't move. They are absolutely even from where I had them in the preseason. I know the famous question in New Orleans at the Superdome is, who dat? Who dat think they're going to beat them Saints? This year it's going to be, who dat? Who our quarterback?
Well, we know it's Rattler now, so...
I still don't think most people know who he is, but this is going to be a glorious train wreck. Number 1 overall pick, here you come.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same place I had the Saints. Well, actually, it is the exact same place I had on my pre-season rankings. So I very much obviously agree with that, and I think if I was given the choice to change my rankings, if I would on that, I would still say no. I think that's still pretty much where they belong, in the dumpster.
Number 31, the Indianapolis Colts. Boy, do y'all suck at just about everything. I mean, you have a good good running back, you have a good tight end, and an okay wide receiver. And that's about it. Everything else I can kind of... Yeah, no, you're just kind of mostly terrible at. Your O-line isn't terrible, but you did let go of a couple of really, really big ones. And you shouldn't have. You're down 3 on my list from 28 down to 31. And now it's come out that you're not going to trade Richardson.
Yeah.
Yet you're not going to start him. Okay.
Yeah, I got him at 31 before this all started, and I would very much keep them there. I'm very much in agreement. It's... yeah, they are rough. I do think Danny Dimes is probably the better choice. I realize that that's an unpopular opinion, apparently. Apparently people really don't like Danny Dimes very much and think he's just absolute shit. Guys, you gotta remember, when he was playing for the Giants, that team was just garbage.
Yeah, they didn't have. They had him and Saquon. They never had a receiver. And then they finally, year they got rid of him, they got Malik.
And I was gonna say, don't get me wrong, is Danny Dimes great? No, he's not. I don't think so. But I think he's not nearly as bad as you guys are making him out to be. But I do think that the Colts as a whole, as a team, is rough for sure this year. And yeah, the 31 makes sense.
At number 30, the Titans, the Tennessee Titans. Look, you have your future QB in the building. You hope. You hope that this guy is good. And I actually think that he probably is. Looking at the fact that most everybody else that got drafted from Miami this year on the offense has been cut. The running backs all got cut. Restrepo got cut, but he is re-signed to the practice squad. About the only guy that didn't was their tight end. He's hung on. But everybody else is kind of gone, which tells me that the entire Miami offense was basically run by Cam Ward. He got them into the playoffs by himself, basically. That being said, overall, you're still a couple of years away from actually competing, and you need like 2 or 3 good reload drafts where you can really reload on your secondary and your defense, and your offensive line especially needs some help, and at least one other wide receiver or tight end that can catch the ball, and maybe one really good running back. Once you get all of that in-house, you're probably back off to compete in this division, at least in my opinion. You're even, by the way. You are exactly where I had you in the preseason.
I don't have them that far off of where you have them. I have them a little higher up on my original list. At 30, I originally had the Giants. I think I am going to slightly disagree. I think the Titans are a little bit better than where you have them currently. But I don't think it's like a big difference. Like, we're talking no more than 2 to 3 spots at most. So I think overall, that's still a fairly fair opinion or assessment of the team.
Yep. Number 29, I have the New York City Giants. All right. There's promise here. Malik Neighbors is going to be fun to watch. Again, we've already seen that. Jackson Dart looked banger in the preseason, even against the first string defenses that he played against on occasion. Um, Look, have fun this year because I don't really think it matters what you do. You're probably the bottom of the pile in your division, and you're probably headed for a top 5 draft pick again. But good Lord, does this team have some promise to it, and give it a year or two, and they are going to be terrorizing people in the NFC East. That division is shaping up to be a banger division. Unfortunately, it looks like Dallas might be falling into the crater at the wrong time here. But yeah, they're even. Yeah. This is exactly where I had them in the preseason, and I think they're pretty much spot
on. I mean, funnily enough, I had the Giants at 30, so we're only off by exactly one spot. So I think it's pretty much right around there at the same spot that we were thinking of. So kind of hard to disagree.
All right, number 28, I have the Cleveland Browns. The only reason the Browns are this high is because I think their defense is worth at least 4 wins. Their defense is going to shellac people. Flacco might get you 2 more. He at least looks competent. Out of the 2 rookies you have, I'd say Gabriel looks more competent than Sanders, but Sanders looks like he has more upside. That would be my feeling on it. Outside that, you have a lot of questions. You are up 3 from 31.
I mean, again, we're not that far away. My original list had the Browns at 29. So, I mean, we're pretty much right on neck where my original predictions were. And again, I'm not changing anything. I think my original list is still fairly good at this point.
All right, number 27, the Pittsburgh Steelers. What the hell? You have an absolutely killer D, which is why you're here and not lower still. But your O has so many questions in it right now. You've got aging Aaron Rodgers as your QB. You have aging DK Metcalf as your first overall receiver. You've got the kid from Iowa as your running back. I don't even know who's on your offensive line anymore. Look, this might finally be the year that you don't hit 500. I don't know if the Blood Demon can save you this year.
Kind of funny
down
that you
2
have...
for 25.
It's kind of funny that you have them there, because I have the Titans at 27, but the Steelers were at 26. So again, we're only 1 off from my original predictions. So again, I'm still feeling really good about my original predictions here. So I'm just going to keep going.
Number 26, I have the Las Vegas Raiders. Look.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. You are getting better. But I think you need at least 1 year under Pete before I trust you to be good. You are up 1 from 27 last year. Or for 27 last time. There are too many questions I have, especially around catching the football. And now one of your big wide receivers, Jacoby, has requested a trade. So I know you still have Brock Bowers, and that's going to be a huge thing. I think you need just a smidge more than Timu Russell Wilson with Geno Smith, especially aging as he is, to be your quarterback, and I think you need a couple of at least 1 more big-time receiver. Once you get those, and some offensive line help, I think you've got a really, really good team, especially with Genty. And I can't wait to see how he works out this year. I'm excited for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess it depends on how much you decide how far apart things are. But I am a couple of picks apart from the Raiders. I think I have more faith in the Raiders than you do. So I definitely don't agree with your placing here, but it's not egregiously far apart. Like we're not talking more than 5 spots apart or anything like that. So we're still relatively in a similar ballpark, but I think I have a little bit more faith in Genty. I think Gino will still be good under Pete Carroll because, well, Pete Carroll's the one that brought him back from the dead, to be fair. I think the O line has improved. I think Brock Bowers is going to continue to be good. Um, I realize they're not perfect, but I still think that this team has a lot of potential, and I think they're going to unlock some of that potential this season. But and so I think that they have a chance to go 500, which is why I think I have them higher. Because I think that they still will have a chance of hitting 500.
This is probably one you're going to disagree with me on. This team dropped 9. At number 25, I have the Miami Dolphins. And
Ooh,
let me
okay.
explain myself. They were at 16, but I took a look at it. And they have guys at key positions who I feel are coasting on reputation at this point in their game. I don't feel as if they are as good as what they claim they are and what other people think they are. And those big guys are Tyreek Hill, whom I don't see him as the game changer that he was like even 2 years ago, 3 years ago. He was an absolute game changer. Now I feel like he's starting to decline. The speed isn't what it was. I still think he can catch well. I still think he'll break some. But I don't think he is the dude that he was. Minka Fitzpatrick. Again, I feel like, especially if you look at his stats from last year, he started his decline now as well. I feel like he's also coasting on what, admittedly, is a very good reputation. And Darren Waller. I think he's coasting now too because he's been injured a lot, but he earned a reputation as a very fast, very good, deep tight end, a vertical burner. And again, I just don't know if I trust those key 3 guys to do what they're supposed to do anymore. And your QB is still made out of wet tissue paper. If he looks too hard in one direction, he's probably going to give himself a concussion. Further, name me a cornerback on your team. I can't do it. And your O-line looks like Swiss cheese. That's about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty far away from you, man. I just can't agree. Even from the little bit that I have picked up from watching the little bit of preseason that I have been able to see, yeah, I don't see your vision, so I just can't agree.
It's okay. Like I said, I just feel like there are too many people coasting at this point. So we'll have to wait and see. At 24, I have the New England Patriots. I think this is going to be a better year than y'all have seen since your last Super Bowl run.
Okay.
You've got a head coach who actually knows what the hell he's doing, and just so happens to be a team legend in Mike Vrabel. However, you do have a very tough division. Sort of. You're up 2 from 26. But again, I really, really like Drake May. There's just a few more things that I think you need, and then I think you guys are set for another series of playoffs and Super Bowls. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm definitely a little bit higher up on the Patriots than you. I am quite a few spaces above on my list. I have them just outside of the or just inside the top 20, I should say. So yeah, I have them about 5 spaces higher than you do. So I like them better than you do. I think they're going to be even better than what you think they're going to be. So, but we're not super far apart, but definitely it's still a decent gap.
Yep. At number 23, I have the New York Jets. And a lot of this is going to ride on if what we saw last season from Fields was a mirage or if he can actually do that. Also, a lot is riding on Aaron Glenn being a halfway decent head coach. Let's be real, though. Most of this is riding on how much Woody wants to be Woody. They are even from where I had them in the preseason.
Yeah, I have them lower down my list. They're at 28. I have no faith in this team whatsoever. I think you have them definitely overrated in my opinion, but that's just me.
I think it's because their defense is also really good, and if Fields
They
isn't a mirage,
for years have had good. That's the problem. They for years keep having rosters where you look at them and go, "This on paper should be good." And for years now, it doesn't work out. I'm just tired. I can't ride the train anymore. I can't. I'm done.
At number 22, I have the Falcons. Look, I just don't believe in this team at all. They have great pieces, but I just don't think it's coming together this year. Down 2 from 20. Like, I like Penix. I like their wide receiver, Drake London. I like Bijan Robinson. I like Tyson Algiers. But there's just something that doesn't pop for me.
I get it. Funnily enough, 22 is where I actually have the Raiders at, but I had the Falcons at 21, so we are pretty much right on top of each other again there. Pretty much in full agreement on they'll be fine, and that's kind of what to expect. They'll be fine.
Yep. Number 21, my other big dropper, 9 down. It's the Dallas Cowboys and Alzheimer's sleepy Jerry Jones. And it isn't just because I hate the Cowboys. Although I do admit that I hate the Cowboys. It's just they don't seem ready to get a deal done with Micah Parsons. Apparently, it's come out that they've offered to make him the richest defensive player in football, but to him, it isn't about the money. There's obviously something else in that contract that should be there that isn't, that he's missing, that he doesn't like, or that he wants to be there. And without him putting pressure on the QBs, I just don't trust this defense whatsoever. They have a first-year head coach who's never called a play before. And I think this spells disaster despite the massive amount of talent on the team. I have them down 9 from 12. Again, I think just due to how stacked the NFC East is, they're going to wind up down here.
It's funny that you pushed them down there, because obviously, like I said, I already had 21 was my Falcons. The one switch that I made on my list is at 20 is now the Cowboys for me. So we're only 1 off of there as well. So we're not, again, far off.
Fair enough. At number 20, I have the boys from Duval, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay.
In 5 weeks, I'm either a genius or a clown.
Yeah, pretty much.
Panthers, Bengals, Texans, Niners, Chiefs. That's their first 5 weeks. If they go 3-2 through that, I'm a clown. If they go 1-4, I'm a genius.
Here's the funny thing. You're actually higher up on them than I am. I actually had them originally at 24. I still think the 1-4 is more than likely going to happen, to be blunt. I think this team has a lot more building blocks that it needs to build. First-year head coach with a talented but unremarkable quarterback so far. I think there's a lot of building blocks. I think this year is still a building year.
Yeah, like I said, I can't be much higher on them, but they could be much better. I just
personally don't see it yet.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Now, at 19, I have the Carolina Panthers.
Damn.
Look, you aren't going to compete this year. Sorry. But you can prove that you will next year. Especially if Young keeps getting better. That is your key metric this year. You want him to play a whole season and not half a season that looks good. You want a whole season that looks good from him, and then you really begin to ramp up. You still got some things that need some work, but you have promise, especially if T-Mac turns out to be really, really good, which I think he will be. So, they're down 1 from 18 for me, but I have them at 19.
So like I already alluded to before, the Patriots are at 19 for me. I had the Panthers originally at 23. I think 23 is still a fairly fair spot in my opinion.
Yeah, we're not that far off.
You know, we're not far off. I think that I still have questions about some of their defense. Excuse me, apologies. But I do think that offense looks better. As long as Bryce Young continues to improve, we'll shoot up that list, I think. But if Bryce Young kind of stagnates again, I think 23 kind of is still a fair place.
All right. Number 18 for me is San Francisco, the 49ers. If you'll remember, I did have them further down. I believe they were down at 22 to start for me. I did push them up a bit to 18, but I still don't think they're going to compete for the NFC West title. I know you probably disagree with me on that, but I'm sorry if you hear that. I think we have a street sweeper going by outside.
I don't hear nothing.
Okay. Anyway, they don't have the wide receiver talent, and I think that's going to show very quickly because currently Ayuk is probably out until at least week 6. Jennings is injured. It's a calf ankle injury, and who knows how that's going to wind up. Also, he's kind of holding out anyway because he wants a new deal. Robinson is suspended for the first 3 games of the season. Pearsall is interesting, but he's recovering from being shot a year ago. It leaves you with basically Sky Moore, who you just traded for, brand new to your offense. Jacob Cowing, all 5 foot 8 inches of him. Russell Gage Jr., who? And Jordan Watkins, a rookie. Like a 4th or 5th round rookie at that. So, I have seen... Now, I will say you also got in Brian Robinson Jr., and he can kind of... He's a running back that catches, much like McCaffrey. You might be able to put him as like a slot wide receiver if you wanted, or do a dual running back set where both those guys swing out into routes. As much as I think Shanahan is a great coach, I'm not sure how he salvages his wide receiver situation this year.
I hear you, but you're wrong.
Like I said, I did push them up because I felt like I was super unfair to them the first time around.
I still have them about 7 spots higher than you, so yeah.
And that's
I
fair.
still think you're wrong.
I'm not mad at that, but if you're wrong, I'm going to laugh at you. You know that, right?
I mean, they're not in my top 10, and I don't think they'll be in my top 10, but I think they'll be just outside of it, and I think they'll be looking in, because I think they will be missing some key pieces. But I think that team is a well-run machine. As long as they don't get injured, I think that's kind of where they're going to be. So,
at number 17, I have the Cardinals. And it's not that they did bad in preseason. It's that I put some teams too low, was unfair to them a bit, and so Arizona fell by no fault of their own because I had to push other teams up. Either way, I still think the Seahawks and Arizona are fighting for second place in the West. They are down 2 from 15 for me. A lot of that's going to depend on if the cornerback they got from Michigan in the second round steps up and plays well. If Marvin Harrison Jr. actually realizes his talent. If Murray ends up actually being good. We keep giving him a pass, and he keeps just not quite being Murray.
Yeah. Um, so this is, like I said, I pointed out the change already that I had the Cowboys move to 20. Seahawks actually moved to 17 for me. I had the Seahawks higher up. Cardinals are down at 25. I still think they deserve to be down that low because, quite frankly, I am tired of a team that keeps getting passes for no real logical reason outside of, it's the Cardinals though.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah, but that doesn't excuse it. They're a team that on paper are better than they've shown the last 2 years, and I'm tired of it. They need to be held to the same standard. So they're going to be lower on my list because they deserve to be better, but they're not. There's something wrong, fundamentally wrong, and it's pissing me off. What?
that's fair. No, he was like raising his leg and like doing a stretch, and I
Oh,
was
he's
like, "What?"
stretching. Yeah, he was stretching.
Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out what he was doing there. I was like, "What are
Oh,
you?"
legit, just stretching.
Because I've been seeing him preen himself the whole time.
Yep, preening, stretching. He kind of does a little bit of it all at the same time.
All right. At number 16, I have the Chicago Bears. And the reason why they've moved
Okay.
up is I'm a little more settled having watched Caleb play against the number one string defenses that he played against in the preseason.
Right.
I do think Ben is the right coach for him. But the fact that you're down here is because this division is going to be a fucking dogfight. And
Yes.
you're the youngest, smallest dog in the yard. Sorry. You're up 3 from 19, but I still don't think you're making headway in the North.
Funnily enough, my original list had the Bears at 16, so we are dead on in agreement. Um, I think they'll be a better team than they were last year. I don't think it'll be good enough to make much waves in this division.
Yeah, and that's sad.
Yeah.
At number 15, this is my biggest riser. They went up 9 from 24. I have the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay.
I know you probably still have them a little higher.
They
But-
are in my top 10, so this still is a little low for me, but okay, fair enough.
I was very unfair in my last ranking, and this feels way more accurate to me because you still don't have a defense. Despite the fact that Hendrickson is now back on the field, I'm still really, really worried about your defense. But your offense is beast mode, man. As long as there's no injury there, you're going to boat race people. I still think you're a 9-win team, 8-win team, somewhere right in there. And I think all of your wins are going to be 45 points or more.
That's probably true.
And the other team's only going to score like 32. And I think that's going to be how this shakes out for you this season.
Yeah, like I already said, I had the Bengals higher up. So I think this is still a little low in my opinion. I think that they're a team that, despite the fact that they have that defensive issues, they will just win more games from motorboating people, and that will get them into the playoffs. That's my prediction. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. But 15 is fairly respectable. But again,
You've always
little
had
lower
a
than
soft
that.
spot for the Bengals too. Let's be real.
Oh no, I don't know what you're talking about.
You're all over Joe Burrow. It's okay. We all know
Nope,
he's cool.
I don't know what. No, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about whatsoever. I definitely don't have an LSU jersey whatsoever.
Surprised you don't have a Newsmeyer jersey.
No, don't have one of those.
So the number 14 for me is Seattle. This is where I put the Seahawks. I know that you are lower on them than I am, but having watched the new
far off,
offensive line, yeah, I know they're at like 17 for you now, I think.
Yeah, 17. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're not too far off. But having watched the new O-line in the offseason and preseason, I'm kind of sold. Well done. I think they've got a hell of an offensive line. I think they're going to be able to move the football on the ground very effectively. And Sam does look like he has more substance than smoke. So, from what I've seen, this team is going to be much better than I think people think they will be. They went up 3 from 17. And like we said, they're not far off between me and you. So,
No, yeah.
I don't think you really disagree with this at all.
No, not really. It's pretty. Seems to be mostly fair. Originally at my 14, I had the Texans, so, I don't know where you have them, but hopefully they're not super far off there.
Not really. They are in my top 10, though.
Oh, okay.
Number 13 is the Broncos. This is exactly where I had them in the preseason, and from what I've seen, I have them just about right where they ought to be.
Funnily enough, I actually have the Broncos in my top 10 at number 10. So we're not super far off, and my original 13 is actually the Vikings. Um, I still think I'm being a little conservative. I want to see JJ play a real full length regular season game before I crack them into my top 10. But if they win that game and it looks good, that's exactly probably what's going to happen. I'm just being a little cautious.
I totally understand. Being a Vikings fan, we're used to heartbreak, and a lot of us would rather be more conservative than more positive.
Yeah.
I've been that in years past as well. I was that way last year, and then Sam Darnold absolutely made a believer out of me.
I mean, I still had faith in that team last year. Obviously, they were better than even I thought, but I was still pretty high up on them.
Yep.
I'm still think I'm pretty high up, but I just want to see, how they all click. Yeah.
Number 12, this team did fall. They fell 5 spots. So obviously they had been in my top 10, but they are no longer there. It's the Washington Commanders.
Ooh.
Someone turned me onto a stat that I hadn't considered or paid attention to. Most of their wins last year were by 1 score or less, and were against teams that didn't make the playoffs. The moment they ran into a major team, they folded like a cheap house of cards.
I mean, Lions.
Yeah, but the Lions had a buttload of injuries by the time they ran into the Commanders.
Still matters. Yeah, I disagree. I understand what you're saying, but wins are wins regardless.
Also, this was around the time that McLaurin
So.
when I ranked them originally, McLaurin had not yet signed his extension and was still holding out.
I just flat out disagree. I have them significantly higher at this point. I'm basically doubling. You're basically doubling their score from where I have them. So, I have significantly more faith in this team than you do.
At number 11, I have the Chargers. You're
Okay.
right on the cusp of the top 10. This is exactly where I had you in the preseason, and I still feel like this is where you belong.
Okay. 11 is where I have the 49ers at. Obviously, you have them lower than that. Chargers for me are sitting at 15. So we're not super far off there. I think they are still a competent team, but they're just constantly on the outside looking in. Like they're so close constantly, but they're just not quite there.
I think this year might be the year they get there, but we don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
Now, one of the teams that moved up and benefited from me bringing the Commanders down was Tampa Bay. Yeah,
Okay.
they went up. I think this team is a contender this year. They're up 4 from 14. I like everything I've seen. They look good. They finally have a running game. Baker looks good. He's got 3 very dominant, competent wide receivers to throw to. Even if one of them is a rookie, it doesn't matter. Ibuka is going to absolutely help this offense blow the doors off people. If there's anybody offensively who could keep up with the Bengals, it's the Buccaneers. I'm not saying that Baker is Joe Burrow, but he's got 3 really good wide receivers to throw to and a really decent running back.
It's funny though, because obviously, like I already said, I have the Broncos at 10. Bucks for me are actually at 8. So we're not that far off. I think they are a competent football team. I think those wide receivers, as long as they stay healthy, makes this team a real contender.
100%. I love it. Number 9, Houston Texans. While I do worry about your offensive line, the rest of this team looks really good. You're up 1 from 10. I think even without Mixon, Chubb is still a really good running back. Even if he's not the dominant force he was, you've got plenty of wide receiver talent. Your quarterback is really good. Your defense is phenomenal. I think this team is going to be really, really good.
Funnily enough, this is where I actually have the Bengal Kitties at. The Bengals are at number 9 for me. Yeah, I can understand why you have the Texans here. They're not that far off from where I have them. So, I mean, five places is decently far, but it's not like ridiculously far. So we're kind of in the same sphere at least.
Yes.
I don't quite have them in my top 10, but that's only because I'm still cautious about kind of how things went last season.
Yeah,
So,
I get that. I think they're going to be better this year, though.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, but I'm being optimistic. I'm being a
That's
little,
why I'm being cautious about the Commanders.
See, I still think the Commanders are really good. I'm being more cautious about other teams. So, but I get it.
Number 8, I have the L.A. Rams. Look, no worries
Okay.
here. That's exactly where I had them in the preseason. It's exactly where I have them now. Um, I do have some worries about Stafford's back, but I literally think he'd have to be in a coffin to keep him from playing.
Just about, which is funny because I actually have the Rams at 7 because I already had the Bucks at 8. So, again, not that far away. We're like
No,
right
we're
on top
pretty
of each other
close.
here.
Uh,
I think the only thing that's going to keep, like you said, Stafford out is his back would have to be damn near broken for him to like not be able to get up and move.
yeah, they'd have to put him in a hospital bed or something.
Yeah.
Number 7, I have the Packers. They're good. I hate them. Move on. They're
Yeah,
up
I
2 from
still can't
9.
do it.
I hate them.
I still can't do it. Packers are at 12 for me. I can't do it. I refuse to put them in my top 10 because I just don't think. I think they're a faux team. I keep think people are
I
expecting them
hope
to be
they
better.
are, but right
To
now
me,
what
I
I'm
think
seeing
I'm
isn't.
convinced they're a faux team, so I'm putting them at 12. I don't care.
At number 6, I have the Vikings. Okay, be realistic from my preseason rankings. They are good. However, questions of the secondary and questions around McCarthy have to be answered before I want to move them up any further or do anything else with them. If the secondary, I've heard that Okuda, who was a top 10 pick, I believe, at one point in time, um, I've heard he's done really, really well this year under the new system that we have. I've heard a lot of good things about him. So I'm anxious to see if we answer any of those. I know that our defense is going to be really good again this year in terms of rushing. I'd like to see how our secondary fares. From the little bit I've seen of McCarthy, I like. But if he absolutely stinks up the bed, this is the year to do it because there's a very deep quarterback class this year. So, kind of happy we get him this year for that.
I still think you're crazy putting them at 6. I have the Commanders at 6. I think you're crazy.
Might be, but I still think they are really good.
They are. They are. I think you're being way too optimistic for before we've even seen anything.
Number 5, the Detroit Lions. Look,
Yes.
the Lions are still the kings of the North. Until
Yep.
otherwise noticed, they are the kings of the North, up 1 from 6. This is still a really fucking good team. And if they don't
Yep.
have major injuries this year, they're headed right back to the playoffs.
Yeah, I got
Which
the Lions at
I think
5,
this is
so,
the
yeah.
longest stretch of time where we've been able to say the Lions are good.
Yeah, I mean, I had the Lions at 5 as well. I mean, they are just a good football team right now. Dan Campbell obviously was the right hire for that job.
Number 4 is the Baltimore Ravens. Look, I love this team, but I still need to see them be able to beat the Chiefs. That seems to be their fucking kryptonite.
Uh, yeah, I can understand. Still don't agree. I have the Chiefs at 4. Fuck it, don't care.
I have the Chiefs at 3. I think they're vulnerable again this year. They might be, especially considering, oh, we didn't talk about it. Good place to put it. Rashi Rice out for 6 games.
Ah, yes,
Suspended.
yes,
So that's big news.
that is big news.
So yeah, I put them down.
Oh yeah, you put them at 3. I disagree. Like I said already, I got them at 4. My 3 is the Bills. I think the Bills are a better football team at this point than the Chiefs, but that's just me.
I have the Bills at 2. MVP season for Allen. All he needs now is a ring.
Yeah, I don't disagree. But I have the Ravens at 2 because I think Lamar is pretty much right there in that team with Derrick Henry, Lamar, Zay Flower. That's a dangerous team.
And number 1 is, let's look. I was down on them, but
Come
they
on.
are the defending champs. It is the Eagles.
The Eagles, man, come on.
they've like I think the reason they let some of the people walk that they did is they already had people there to take their place.
I
And
100% think that too.
That's what the Eagles do though. They like draft for like 3 or 4 years in the future.
Yeah.
I don't. It's baffling to me. They can't keep getting away with it.
Yeah,
Their
Kansas City was
GM
doing
is
that for a
really,
while, but
really,
now,
really,
yeah.
really good. I think Howie Rossman, I think, is their GM. Howie Roseman,
yeah.
Rossman, yeah.
I think it's Roseman.
I think he's really good at running that team, and I think the Eagles aren't going anywhere. They're still going to be up near the top of their division.
Yep.
So, yep. I don't like the Eagles.
Funnily enough, I think the only thing they're not good at drafting for is wide receiver, which is why they've always gotten good ones in free agency.
Or by trades.
Or by trades, yeah. That's kind of what I meant, but yeah.
Well, they did draft the other half of the A.J. Brown duo.
I know, but historically speaking, they've had issues drafting
Yeah, Jalen Reagor.
wide receivers, yeah.
Jalen Reagor instead of
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Yeah. That's going to hurt for a while.
I think that's going to hurt for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would agree with you. They draft really good on the defense. They draft great on an offensive line. They always seem to get what they're looking for.
They always typically find at least a QB that's fairly competent.
Exactly. And they always seem to find value in late round picks and UDFAs.
Yeah.
So that I think is where we're going to end today. I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else?
No.
Okay. We will be back sometime. Oh. Well, we're not going to do another one before week 1, are we?
I mean, probably not.
All right, then you ready?
Oh, you want to do it now?
Let's do our picks.
I guess. Because there'd be probably no reason to do one next Thursday, because next Thursday is the first game.
Yup. So, here we are. Week 1. Let's see here. I haven't pre-done this.
Yeah, neither. I didn't even completely think about this.
I didn't until right now.
Yeah, that makes sense because we're not, obviously we're not going to do one next Thursday because they won't be
exactly
really anything to talk about. So.
Exactly. So going down the list. Thursday night football, Cowboys at Eagles.
This isn't a tough question. It's obviously the Eagles.
Yeah, I think we both agree on that. Then, Friday night football, Chiefs at Chargers.
All right, he was being kind of goofy. I had to play along.
It's okay.
Probably Chiefs. Let's be honest. As much as I'd like to say Chargers, it's probably Chiefs.
I agree with you 100%. Now, Sunday games, early games, Cardinals at Saints.
I mean, probably Cardinals.
Yeah, I have zero trust for the Saints.
Yeah.
Dolphins at Colts.
I mean, as much as I don't have a huge lot of faith in the Dolphins, I certainly have none in the Colts. So Dolphins.
I 100% agree again. Raiders at Patriots.
As much as I like the Raiders, I think it's going to take time for their development to really get going. I think Patriots have a better chance, so I'm going to say Patriots.
You know what? I'll split with you on that. I'll take the Raiders.
Okay.
Steelers at Jets.
Oh, That's a real stinker, ain't it? I'm going to say I'm going to say Steelers.
I'll go Jets. Just because I think the Jets defense is going to be absolutely motivated to kill Aaron Rodgers.
Maybe, but we'll see.
Um, Giants at Commanders.
I'm taking Commanders all day there.
Yeah, ditto. Look, the Giants are going to be fun, but
We also know Russ is starting week 1, so I mean,
yeah. Panthers at Jaguars.
I think it's going to be a pretty close game. I'm going to lean it Panthers.
I'll go Jags.
Fair enough.
Bengals at Browns.
I mean, come on. I'm taking Bengals all day long.
I am as well. Look, the Browns defense is good. They're not good enough to stop that, and it doesn't matter how bad the Bengals defense is. The Browns ain't
That
moving.
offensive.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Bucks at Falcons.
I mean, the Falcons are an improved team, but I still think Bucks are significantly better.
Oh, me too. Niners at Seahawks.
Ooh. What better way to show off that the 49ers aren't actually a dead team than to beat the Seahawks? I'm going 49ers.
I will take the Seahawks.
I figured you would. Be the true first test for the 49ers.
And the Seahawks.
And the
Titans
Seahawks,
at
that's true, yeah.
Broncos.
I mean, I like the Titans, but there's the Broncos. I mean, the Broncos are just a better coached team.
Yes. And I think a better overall team.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I
both
meant.
know
is
who
that
we're
they're
going
just a
here.
better
It's
team.
Lions at Packers.
I mean, Lions.
Yeah. It'll be a cold day in hell before I pick the Packers. Texans at Rams.
I am legitimately concerned about the Rams' injury if Stafford's injury is real, but because there hasn't been any official word, I'm going to assume he's fine. So I'm going to go with Rams.
I'll take the Texans. Just, I don't know. Something said Texans to me.
Fair enough.
Ravens at Bills.
That's going to be a great game.
That's going to be a monstrously fun game.
That's the night game though, right?
That's the Sunday night game.
Ah, dang it. Oh no, I might be to watch it at that point. We'll see. Let's see if I'm awake at that point. Man, I feel like you could kind of go either way and be fine,
You could.
and be justified in your choice. I'm going to say the Ravens are going to be super healthy. So are the Bills, but the Ravens I think are just a little bit more dangerous when they're fully healthy. So I'm going to say Ravens.
I'll go Bills because they're at home.
That's fair. That's a fair one. I didn't give you that. That's fair.
And last one, Vikings at Bears. Monday night
I mean,
football.
come on. We all know what we're choosing. It's
We're taking the
obviously we're
Vikings.
picking the Vikings. Yeah. I mean, come on.
All right.
So true test though. Monday night, like the whole world watching. Oof.
All right. So what games do you? Because you're gonna pick two outside the Vikings game,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you'll be able to watch the Vikings game because of your schedule. Wait, you're off Tuesdays, right?
I am off on Tuesday, so I will be fine to watch the Vikings game on Monday.
All right. So besides the Vikings game, what other two games do you think you could watch? Do you want to watch?
Let me pull up the schedule here. I think the Thursdays I can easily watch because I don't work Fridays.
So you'll take Cowboys and Eagles?
I think I can take the Cowboys-Eagles game. No matter how awful and boring that's probably going to be, I will take the Cowboys-Eagles.
All right.
That Friday, as tempting as that is to watch the Chiefs Chargers game, I'm definitely not going to be able to watch that.
All right.
Noon games are possible. Let's see what else we got. Sunday night's not gonna happen, obviously. Well, no, Sunday, because I'll be home. Because I get home Sunday at 10. I'm just gonna be... yeah, Sunday night's gonna be hard because I might be just tired at that point.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'll be able to do Sunday, but any of the other times, like noon or even 3:25s, I feel like are definitely doable. Noons would be the easiest. So is there any good noon games that I'm interested in?
Panthers, Jags.
But am I really interested in Panthers Jags?
Raiders, Patriots.
I was gonna say I'm not a big fan of the Raiders, Patriots, Washington Giants, and Bengals, Browns is gonna be a massacre. Dolphins, Colts probably not gonna be very good. Arizona, New Orleans is not gonna be very good. Oof. That is rough because I kind of want to do the Sunday night game, but there's no way I'm gonna have.
You could do the Sunday afternoon Lions-Packers game.
Could do the Lions, Packers, or Houston Rams. I think I'll. You know what? I will do the Lions, Packers. I'll do that.
All right.
I
Want
think
to
I
watch
can
the
make
Packers because Packers tiers always make us happy.
That's the hope, anyways. If it turns out to go the other direction, I'm just gonna be sad.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
So I'll
me,
do Thursday and then the Friday afternoon, and then obviously we'll
both do the Monday night game. I'll also take the Ravens and Bills.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd love to cover, but there's just no way I'm gonna be able to stay.
Yeah, but I think one of us should cover it because that's gonna be a fucking.
No, it's gonna be a big game. Yeah,
that's gonna be a boss game.
I might be able to watch like the beginning of it, but there's no way I'll be able to finish it.
Yeah. And you know what? I will take the Panthers and Jags.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm interested in Tet, and I'm interested in the storylines there, and if Travis Lawrence looks good, and
I was gonna say I was surprised you didn't take Chiefs Chargers because that could be an interesting one too. But fair enough.
That could be, but I'm just not interested in seeing a boatload of Taylor and Travis.
Nah, that's fair. I get that.
So, no offense to them, they look like they're going to be happy together, and that's great. Everybody should find someone who makes them happy. I just don't want to see it all over my TV right now.
I get it.
All right, outside of that, now I think we can finally say, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for us for right now. We will be back after week 1 to go ahead. So not this coming week. Let's see.
But the week after.
Probably. Let's take a look. It'll probably be a Thursday because this seems to be the time.
I was gonna say Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday,
Tuesday. We could probably do Tuesday or Thursday, depending. So probably either the 9th or the 11th, you'll see us again, and we'll talk about the week that was.
Can you not?
Now, welcome back to football season. Welcome back to weekly podcasts from us. In the meantime, until you see us again, we believe in you. Put your mind to it. We know that you can finish it. We will see you back here. In the meantime, we're going to say, if you like what we do here, and you appreciate the effort we put into this, please give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you are happy with our content. Give us a hand, please. In the meantime, we're going to say, peace out. Stay beautiful. Or in Loki's case, stay birded.